Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. Happy Wednesday. Had a little problem getting the camera going today. So tonight this is actually Tuesday, late afternoon, and I'm going to Sacred Space pretty soon. And I'm going to be doing a group hypno on going to heaven and visiting heaven. We talked about that last week, what if this is heaven? And I got Anita Moorjani's book, Dying to Be Me. Dying to Be Me. I also got her meditation healing CD. So it's Dying to Be Me, My Journey from Cancer to Near Death to True Healing. And so here's a quote on the front of the book. I had the choice to come back or not. I chose to return when I realized that heaven is a state, not a place. I don't know why I'm feeling really, really tearful this morning or this afternoon, but not in a bad way. Just, my heart's really expanding because I was reading her book and she was talking about how she realized she had always been, had always existed. She was, she was eternal. She got that. She got the understanding of that, and she said her whole self just expanded. And she says the term unconditional love is really, it's used so much, but we really don't understand what that means. And unconditional love in this other state, right, where we go past or beyond the five senses, and we're so expanded, and these beings, other consciousness, right, there's no expectation. So there's nothing to have conditional love around. There's just this overwhelming love. And she said something really interesting in this book. She says, when you can look in the eyes of an enemy and see yourself, you'll have realized how connected we all are and how it's unconditional. I am going to read something from her book. It's amazing. So just kind of bear with me. She says, there I was without my body or any of my physical traits, yet my pure essence continued to exist, and it was not a reduced element of my whole self. Think about that. It's not a reduced element of my whole self. In fact, it felt far greater and more intense and expansive than my physical being. Magnificent, in fact. I felt eternal, as if I'd always existed and always would, without beginning or end. I was filled with the knowledge that I was simply magnificent. She says, and then she puts in italics, it's sort of this interior monologue, how have I never noticed this about myself before? About being magnificent, right? How have I never noticed this about myself before? I wondered, as I looked at the great tapestry that was the accumulation of my life up to that point. I was able to identify exactly what had brought me to where I was today. Just look at my life path. Why, oh why, have I always been so harsh with myself? Why was I always beating myself up? Why was I always forsaking myself? Why did I never stand up for myself and show the world the beauty of my own soul? Why was I always suppressing my own intelligence and creativity to please others? I betrayed myself every time I said yes when I meant no. Why have I violated myself by always needing to seek approval from others just to be myself? Why haven't I followed my own beautiful heart and spoken my own truth? Why don't we realize this when we are in our physical bodies? How come I never knew that we're not supposed to be so tough on ourselves? I still felt myself completely enveloped in a sea of unconditional love and acceptance. I was able to look at myself with fresh eyes, and I saw that I was a beautiful being of the universe. I understood that just the fact that I existed made me worthy of this tender regard rather than judgment. Wow, okay. I'm going to read that again. I understood that just the fact that I existed made me worthy of this tender regard rather than judgment. Wow. Have you ever thought of that? I didn't need to do anything specific. I deserved to be loved simply because I existed. Nothing more and nothing less. This was rather surprising realization for me because I'd always thought I needed to work at being lovable. I believed I somehow had to be deserving and worthy of being cared for. So it was incredible to realize this wasn't the case. I'm loved unconditionally for no other reason than simply because I exist. I was transformed in an unimaginable clarity as I realized that this expanded, magnificent essence was really me. It was the truth of my being. The understanding was so clear. I was looking into a new paradigm of self, becoming the crystalline lean light of my own awareness. Nothing interfered with the flow, glory, and amazing beauty of what was taking place. The new paradigm of self, right? That we're worthy of this unconditional love and tender regard just because we exist. Have you ever thought about that for yourself? Just because you exist. Take my hair down here. Just because you exist, you are worthy of that tender love and regard. I wonder if you really understood this and really let that go into your whole being, how your day would flow. One of the funny things she said in there, she says, I realized I would never work at a job that I didn't like or that I hated. And I'm always really careful when I say things to people because, we think there's this reality of, and there does seem to be, of needing to make money and those sorts of things. But she said something else really incredible in there. She said, if I really want something, I don't have to push it. I just have to accept it and be in faith and let it flow to me. Right? And that's that state of that unconditional love for yourself and for others and for the universe when you go, oh, I really would like to experience this or I really want that. I'm just going to allow that to flow to me. And that's an incredible thing to think about, isn't it? I can't see you, you're watching my video, but imagine that we're looking into each other's eyes. You are a beautiful, magnificent being. You are never apart from the whole. Right? The fact that you exist makes you worthy of all the unconditional love. And worthy is probably not even a good word, right? Because it denotes some sort of scale. The fact that you are alive means you are so incredibly loved. I hope that you'd get this book and read this if you haven't already. And I'm really excited, like I said last week, for her next book in September. And I haven't started the meditation CD yet, but I will, and I'll tell you, if you don't get it beforehand, I'll tell you how that was. But heaven is a state of being. That's not news to me, but somehow, and like I said, I go in and out of that state, but somehow her book really just brought home to me and just allowed anything that I was carrying just to go off of me, right? And even as I'm talking, I'm feeling this high vibration in my body, and it's akin to joy. It's like my body's like, oh, she's remembering who she is, and all of a sudden I'm just filled with this pulsing joy, this amazing pulsing joy going through my body. Right? It's like, oh, welcome home. We've missed you, Patricia. Welcome home. Welcome home to this beautiful state of being. And when things happen around us, if we hold that, I'm just noticing that things change when I hold that state. And you start to calm down, people calm down, everything calms down, and it's so beautiful. So, um, and I try to use verbiage that's non-judgmental, because, as I told you before, who cares about opinions and perception and those sorts of things? I mean, who cares? Right? I just want to exist in this state of unconditional love, where everything is vibrant and flowing around me, and I'm vibrant and flowing for others, and I'm connected to everything. That's the other thing she said. It's like there's a thread of connection within us to everything, everything, right? So, when you think about, I don't know why this just came up in my head, but if you think about the presidential race, um, whether you like somebody or not, you're connected to them. The thread that is connected to them is within you. So why not have unconditional love and joy, right, for everyone and everything? And she says, and that's really what creates and makes change in the world. Um, she got to experience a lot of this inner knowing. And she says, we're not meant to forget, but we have these beliefs and these other things, and that determines our experience, and it determines what our life is like. So I'm choosing to have beliefs that support me. So I believe that I'm very lovable and loving. I believe that I'm a beautiful human being. I believe that all my good is already mine. I just need to be in acceptance of it. I don't have to work for it. That was the other thing she said, I thought I had to work for everything. And I don't think that industry is a bad thing, I go out but really when I think about it, I don't work in my garden. I play in my garden. So maybe work is a four-letter, yeah, W-O-R-K. Maybe work is a four-letter word. But play is a better word. So that's it. I'm going to play. I'm going to play in life. Play in my garden, play at sacred space, play making money, anything I want. In this last half hour, I don't know what happened, but this last half hour, things have been good, but I just really felt this shift. And I'm feeling lighter and stronger in my core. It's really amazing. So anyway, I hope for your Wednesday that you play. I hope you play. Whether you play with other people in an office, or whether you are retired, whatever you're doing, I hope you play. And I hope you laugh. I hope you smile. I hope that you experience joy, because heaven is a state of being. And I hope you find yourself in that state today. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. I do. Woo. I love you. All right, have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.